Is UVS about to enter its scalping era? So, a few weeks back at the point of publishing, we did a Universus stream with UVS Hermit, Kenny the Geek, and Deck Check Universus, where we were talking about the player experience bundles. I want to get into the topic of scalping, but I wanted to make a standalone video because not everyone watches these 2-hour podcasts, and I thought that this was a good enough topic to cover independently. So, what do I mean about the scalping era? So, scalping is an issue that TCGs are now facing more and more as they become more popular and more lucrative. This nerdy card game that we used to play, and a lot of us got kind of flack up and possibly even bullied for in the past, if you've been playing card games as long as I have, has become a lot more mainstream. Geek and nerd culture and this kind of gaming culture has become more mainstream, and the people that use the same archetype of people that used to bully you for, and now the people playing it. And with that, you do get the increase of bad actors and people are only there for a profit. And we've seen this quite a lot with Pokemon. If you don't know, go check out any Pokemon restocking video, any Pokemon Walmart or Target or Costco increase, and people are literally. It's kind of like the old Black Friday videos. People are beating each other and fighting and stealing from each other's trolleys and baskets just to get a hold of these cards. And players are legitimately struggling to find product because people are buying it and hoarding it and putting it and keeping it to themselves. I'm not an expert, but from my understanding from the community, the Pokemon bubble is getting bigger. People are waiting for the market to collapse, but new players are struggling to get a hold of product. All players are struggling to get a hold of product, and Pokemon have kind of been slow to respond. They're still limiting. They're now limiting people a lot more, and they are printing more products. But it isn't just limited to them. Magic the Gathering, they had their spooky October secret lair drop, and it sold out in seconds because people were using exploits and tricks and things to jump the queue and get a hold of them. And then stores and resellers were selling these secret layers at a 600% markup, just trying to get profit from it and squeeze the Magic players dry for all these kind of cards and for these cards and these exclusive images and for the collectors. And it is something that legitimately concerns me. We as a game do limited print runs, and as Tozy of Deck Check brought up, the player experience bundles could be a very great way to give players access to meta staples and these highly influential cards that are no longer available. Yu Yu Hakusho Dark Tournament, this one here, is no longer available at distribution. The warehouse is sold out, which means the only boxes, cases, and product that's available is out in the wild. So if you live in an area that's got lots of game stores, chances are you can get lots of product. But if you live in an area that doesn't have that many game stores, I was already sold out. They may struggle to get a hold of product. On top of that, cards like Walk the Dog, as Kenny the Geek pointed out when we were doing the stream, he bought an entire case of Yu Yu Hakusho recently and got 2 Walk the Dogs. Having Walk the Dog as a play experience bundle, so players can pick it up, they can experience the cards, they can have fun with these cards, and they can get a hold of these meta staples, but with a new skin, would be very cool, and it's a great way to bridge that gap for players that are coming into the game once product is no longer available. The issue is when you put cool and amazing art on these play experience bundles, you're going to have people that go, I'm going to buy multiples of these. I'm going to buy as many as I can, and I'm going to try and sell them back up, because if you had a $50 experience bundle for Walk the Dog, when Walk the Dog itself is about $40 a piece, you're going, I can spend $100 on this, and if I sell the cards individually, I'm going to make my money back plus $20, and that's only from selling one of the play experience bundles, not including any of the cards or playmats that come in there. That's just from the Walk the Dogs alone, and that might even go up depending on if we got cool art. Like if we got a Cowboy Bebop of I'm Being Walked, that would absolutely sell ridiculously. But it's something the game also needs. And I'm not saying our community is small enough and our community is nice enough that I can see stores not allowing bad actors to get away with this. But at the same time, We want growth. And when we get growth and we get more popular, we open ourselves up to these new aspects, these bad actors, the people in the TCG community that will take advantage of stuff like this. And it's something we need to be more aware of, and we need to be bringing up more. We are a small game, and not but we want growth. We want to become more popular. We want to have the big events and be on the top 10 list of everyone's best card games. But the more exposure we get, the more we attract the negative side of it. And play experience bundles, to me, if we see them regularly and if they are used to bridge this gap, if they're used to support the community, could have that kind of issue. It's a really weird one. Because I came into this video 100% going to be on the line of the play experience bundles need to be reprints of older cards. There need to be ways to access community, but it would lead to people buying them to sell on. Regardless, even if you're limiting them to 2 per person, it's hard to monitor that, especially unless you do it through some kind of sign-up service. But then you're limiting the access to new players. I'm not saying I have a solution to this. I'm not saying that there's a way around this or there's anything that UVS can do to prevent this. I'm just voicing my opinion. The play experience bundles are very cool. The play experience bundles are a great way to bridge the gaps, allow players coming over from other TCGs or collectors who are coming in just for the IP. Like if someone wanted to get the Sun Jin Woo play experience bundle, I'm like, cool, how do I learn the game? Go, yep, you can pick up a challenger or you can add these cards to your deck and we can teach you to play. That's the intention. That is what we want for the game. We want people coming in, seeing these collectible, playable cards and wanting to learn this game, wanting to play cards, wanting to use the stuff that they've got and putting the time and investment into it because we've captured something that they love and they're hyped about. What I don't want to see is people taking advantage of it. But how do you police it? How do you stop people taking advantage of this system? This is a highly desirable product. And the Shadow Monarch bundle itself, in the UK, people have come to be struggling to find it. It's hard to go. I found one. I ordered myself 2 because I wanted to have... because I want to play it, I don't want to be constantly flipping my cards, so I wanted 2 so I can have the ups and backside of them. And also because when I'm done, I want to have one that I can kind of frame and have as a collection piece because I'm a huge fan of the IP. Does that make me part of the problem? That's one product that I've bought that no one else is going to have access to. And then I had a friend go to the same website I had bought from, and they had an ample stock and they were all gone. And now we've got people going, oh, I found them at this website. And then people are coming going, oh, and they've gone from there. And it's tough to see these really cool, desirable products, people trying to find them and not being able to. And then my head just going, if it's like this now, when the game gets more popular, if UVS get their wish and this game rivals Pokemon, Digimon, One Piece, MTG, Yu-Gi-Oh, and we're up there in the upper echelons of card games, how do we combat the bad actors? How do we stop people taking the product away from the players and essentially holding it hostage for a ridiculous markup? This game is one of the most affordable games to play out there, but it's not as affordable as it was at the beginning of MHA. It's not as affordable as it used to be. And maybe that's an uptick that the cards are becoming better, that we're getting more popular, that the meta's becoming, that the cards' designs are becoming stronger because the secondary market reflects that. But if you then take those hard-to-get, desirable cards, reskin them, put them in a play experience bundle, how do you stop people taking advantage of it. I think the play experience bundles are very cool. I think this is a very cool product, and I would love to speak to UVS, like the product side of things, to talk about how this came about and what the goal of them is. But I'm just really worried that introducing mechanically unique cards or meta staples or anything that is designed to bridge the gap between collectors and players as an experience bundle and putting it in this kind of bubble of exclusivity limits to a very negative consequences of people buying these up or stores overcharging and holding players hostage, knowing they have to pay these having to pay these higher prices because the cards are unavailable. I know from speaking from people in Portugal and over that, the Godzilla challenges are a lot harder to get from that, and we know they're sold out of distribution. So it's a lot harder for mainland Europe to get a hold of Godzilla. But if there was a Godzilla Play Experience bundle that just gave you Godzilla and the City Rampages, he is a meta staple. But what would be stopping people buying them all up and going, cool, now there's an influx of Godzillas in the secondary market, but you're going to have to pay 25% more than I did to get these off me. And I get it. It's part of the economy of TCGs. It's just something that we've been able to kind of avoid for a long time. And I'm just wondering if now we're entering our scalping era before we've even established our casual play growth kind of era. I don't want players from over. I don't want new players or people interested in the IPs or people getting to the game to then be turned off by going, oh yeah, we've got this new play experience bundle, but they sell out immediately and then pop up for a lot more. It puts a bad taste in people's mouths. And we'll get into this when we do the OP video, but I just wanted to record something that was meant to be quick, and it's just been rambling repeatedly on play experience bundles have a lot of potential. Play experience bundles are going to be very cool if they're handled correctly, but the handling of them correctly does leave an issue in the air and does leave us susceptible to bad actors and people who want to abuse the systems. And I'm not an expert. I don't know how UVS can handle it. I don't know if there's any ways to counteract it. I know Magic and Pokemon still suffer from it. What do we as a community think about this? And as the game grows, what do you think? Will we be able to maintain the kind of cohesive community spirit we have? Or as we grow and as we have our player turnover, are we going to see more bad actors and more people coming in with nefarious motives? Let me know in the comments below, and if you're not already subscribed, do hit that subscribe button and be kept up to date when all my videos drop. This is Brett with Universus, bringing you theories, news, and more. Win, lose, or draw. I'll catch you all at the game night. Bye.